Right. So today we want to look at solving one-step equations. Solving one-step equations. So I'm going to start uh, with the first one here. So 5x is equal to 65. So one step simply means you only need to take one step in order to solve the equation. All right. So I'm going to write it here. 5x is equal to 65, right? So this is the equation that we want to solve. So you can see that this equation here only involves one step. And what is the step that we need to take here? Is to get rid of this 5 here. So we need to remove this 5 from x and make x the subject of formula. So if you look at 5x, what does 5x mean? 5x simply means 5 times x. That's what it means. That's what it means. And for us to remove this 5 from x in order to make the x the subject of formula, we need to apply the inverse of multiplying because 5 and x, they are both multiplying. So what is the inverse of multiplying? It is division or dividing. So for us to remove this 5 from x, we need to divide here by 5. Then we also do the same here, divided by 5. All right. So now you can see that these two 5s, they will just cancel out. And then I'm left with x over here. All right, is equal to 65 divided by 5 is 13. X is equal to 13. So that's my answer. So I only needed to take one step in order to solve that equation, and that one step was just to divide both sides by 5. So the rule for equations is that what you do on the left is also what you do on the right. Okay. So you can see that on the left side, I divided by 5. So I was supposed to do the same thing on the right side. Divide also by 5. So x is equals to 13. I have solved for x there. All right. So now let's move on to the next equation there. I'll just erase this part so that I can create space. All right. So now let's move on to the next equation, which is number 8. M minus 5 is equal to 8. So I'm going to write it right here. M minus 5 is equal to 8. All right. So what we just want to do here is to make M the subject of formula. All right. Or we just want to solve for M. So there are two ways by which we can do this. I'm just going to divide my board into 2 here so that I can show you the two ways. Okay, so this is the first way. Minus 5 is equal to 8, right? So what do I need to get rid of from M so that M can be subject of formula? It means I need to remove this negative 5 from M, okay, in order to make M the subject of formula. And you can see that M and 5, there is a minus here. So in order to remove that minus 5 from M, I need to apply the inverse of minus, which is plus. So in other words, I'm going to add +5 on the left, and then I'm also going to add +5 on the right. So remember the rule for equations. What you do on the left is also what you do on the right. So you can see now I've eliminated the -5, because -5 plus 5 here, it is going to give me 0 on the left side. And then I remain with m is equal to, then on my right, I'm simply going to add 8 plus 5, which is going to be 13. Okay, so I have solved. I have solved for m. So m is equal to 13. All right, so let me show you another way that I just like to use, which makes everything easy, you know. All right, so m minus 5 is equals to 8. So I want to make m the subject of formula. So what do? I need to take this -5 to the other side. I need to take this -5 to the other side. And when that -5 goes to the other side, the sign changes to become a positive. All right? It has to change. So whenever you take a number from the left side or from any side, be it from the right side to the left or from the left to the right, you need to take note of the sign change rule. So the sign has to change. So you can see that this is a -5 on the left side. So when it goes to the other side of the equal sign, it's going to change into a +5. So I'm going to say m here is equal to, so this 8, since 8 is already on the right side, it should always maintain its position as the first to appear. All right. And then this -5 that I'm going to take to the other side is going to change its sign to become a +5. So now what do I have? M is equals to 8 plus 5, which is equal to m is equal to 13. So you see, either way, if I use this method, it still gives me the m is equals to 13. And if I use this method, I still get m is equal to 13. All right, so you tell me which method you prefer. I want you to tell me which method you prefer. All right, so let's move on to, oops, I accidentally erased my board there. All right, so I just want to erase. We move on to the next equation. Okay, so we agree that m here is also equal to 13, right? So let me write the 13 here. All right, so now let's move on to number 9. So now there's 9a and 9b. So I'm gonna take the top one there, which is x plus 9 is equal to 14. So I only need to take one step here. I only need to take one step. That's the name one-step equation. So what is the one step that I need to take? I'm gonna take this 9 to the other side so that I can make the x subject, or I can make x to be alone on the left, or I will take 9 to the other side to solve for x. Okay, so if 9 goes that side, that means x is going to remain by itself on the left side. Okay, and then remember what I said, 14 is already on the right side. Therefore, 14 should always maintain its position as the first to appear on the right. And then I've taken that +9 to the other side. So when that +9 goes to the other side, the sign changes from positive to negative. Okay, there you go. So now I have x is equal to 14 minus 9, 5. That's my answer. Okay, so let's apply the other method. Okay, let's apply the other method. So I have x plus 9 is equal to 14. Okay, so I want to remove this positive 9 from x. So what do? I see the operation that is here is a plus. So in order to remove that positive 9 from x, I apply the inverse of plus, which is minus. So therefore, I will subtract 9 from both sides. And also from there, I'm also going to subtract 9. All right. And then 9 minus 9 becomes 0. Therefore, here I'm left with x is equal to 14 minus 9 is 5. So the answer is going to be x is equal to 5. You see, either way, use this method or this method, still gives you the same answer. Okay, so let me just erase this part. So we are done with this part. All right, so now let's solve the other one here, which is h plus h plus h is equal to 12. All right, so this is simple. I'll start by adding here. H plus h is what? 3h is equal to 12. And then now I need to remove the 3 from h. So what do I do in order to remove the 3 from h? In order to make h the subject of formula, I divide here by 3. And what I do on the left is also what I do on the right. So I should also divide the right side by 3. So 3 and 3 cancel out. And I'm left with h over here. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So the answer is 4. H is equal to 4. H is equal to 4. All right. So that was simple and straightforward. Let's move on to the next equation. All right, so the next equation here, that is number 10, is 5 plus p is equal to 8. 5 plus p is equal to 8. All right, so now you can choose either way. I'm not going to be using two methods. I'm going to be using only one now. So I need to separate this positive 5 from p and make p the subject of formula. So therefore, I'll just take this 5, this positive 5 to the other side. And then on the left side, I'll remain with p is equal to 8 is already on the right side. So it should always maintain its position as the first to appear. 5, I take the 5, the positive 5 to the right side, and it changes its sign to be a negative 5. All right. Then I subtract 8 minus 5, which gives you 3. Okay, then I'm done. All right. Perfect. That was super easy. Right. Somebody will say, all right, say, what if you want to apply the other method? How would you do it? Simple. 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 So The operation here is positive 5, so I need to apply the inverse of plus, because the operation here is a plus, sorry. The operation here is a plus, so I need to apply the inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction. So I'll just say 5 minus 5. Then I say plus p. Then I also do the same on the right side, minus 5. So this will give me 0. Then I'm left with p is equal to 3. See, still got the same answer. All right, let's move on to the next one. So one-step equations are super easy, super easy. All right, so this one is 5 plus p is this one we've done it. Sorry, I wanted to write this one. X plus another x plus x is equal to 39. Simple. You can add x plus x plus x, which is 3x, is equal to 39. Then what's next? Divide here by 3. Divide also here by 3. So this 3 and this 3 cancel out. I'm left with x here on the left is equal to 13. See? Simple. Simple. All right. Let me move on to the next one. All right, so the next one is 11b. So 11b is 36y is equal to 9. So I'm also going to show you two ways by which you can do it, all right? And then you tell me which method you prefer. It's also good to know a lot of different ways by which you can solve an equation. Okay, so this one, I'm going to use cross multiplication. Cross multiplication. So 9 as a fraction is 9 over 1. So cross multiplication is still drawing arrows. So y is going to multiply y, and this 1 is going to multiply 36. Okay, so y times 9 is 9y is equal to 1 times 36 is 36. You see? Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. Then what do I do next? Divide here by 9. Divide there by 9. So this 9 and this 9 cancel out. And y is going to be equal to 4. Okay, simple. So we call this cross multiplication. Cross multiplication. All right, so now let me show you the other method. So the other method is when you use the inverse operation. So this is what we have. So what we need to eliminate is this 36 here, so that we remain with y, or to make y the subject. So you can see 36 and y are dividing. 36 and y are dividing. So what is the inverse of divide? Is multiply. So I'm going to multiply here. So what am I multiplying with? I'm going to multiply with y. So I'll multiply with y both sides, like so. Okay, so you can see this y and that y will then cancel out, and then I'll be left with 36 is equal to 9y. Okay, then what's next? Divide by 9, divide by 9. So you can see that I'm still gonna get 4 is equal to y. 4 is equal to y. All right, so it's the same thing there. Same answer. Same answer. Same answer. So you tell me which way you prefer. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So now we are looking at this one. Solve a minus 5 is equal to 19. A minus 5 is equal to 19. Okay, so I need to take away the, I need to remove negative 5 from A so that I can make A the subject, or make A to be alone on the left side in order to solve for A, right? So I'll just take this minus 5 to the other side so that on the left side, I'll remain with A is equal to 19. So when that negative 5 goes to the other side, which happens to be the right side, the sign changes from a negative to a positive. Okay, like this. All right. Then now I add a 19 plus 5. The answer is 24. So my answer there is A is equal to 24. All right. Somebody will say, okay, say, can you use the other method? Yeah, sure. We can use it. We can use it. A minus 5 is equal to 19. All right. So what is the inverse of my the inverse operation of minus is plus. So therefore, I need to add plus 5 here. Then also do the same on the other side. So minus 5 plus 5 is 0. Minus 5 plus 5 is 0. So A is equals to 24. See, I still got the same answer. Still got the same answer. All right. So it's good also to know both methods in case you want to cross-check and see whether your answer is right or not. Yeah, you can use you can use another method to confirm your answer, by the way. So that's why it's important to know a lot of different ways by which you can solve an equation. So now we have f over 3 is equal to 7. All right. So I'll start with cross multiplying. I love cross multiplying. Just straight to the point. So I'll need to express the 7 as a fraction first, which is 7 over 1. Then I cross multiply. Okay. 3 times 7 is 21. F times 1 is f. So 21 is equals to f. I'm done. All right. Now let's look at another way that we can apply in this regard. So we have f over 3 is equal to 7. All right. So what is the operation here? The operation here is division, as you can see. And what is the inverse of division? Is multiply. Therefore, I can multiply here by 3 and then multiply also this side by 3 so that these cancel out, and I'll be left with f is equal to 21. So I still got the same answer. All right, so tell me what you think about the two methods and tell me which one you would prefer the most. I prefer to use both methods. And use one method to solve, then use the other method to just cross-check if my answer is right. Okay, so now let's solve this one, which is number 13. 20 minus m is equal to 12. Right, so first things first, I need to get rid of the 20. I need to get rid of the 20. So which method would you prefer to use? Me, I'll just use this one, whereby I take a number to the other side. So if I take this 20 to the other side, on the left side, I'll then remain with a minus m. Okay, because there's a negative here, isn't it? Yeah, and that negative is connected to that m. So it remains with the m. So when that 20 goes to the other side, the 20 is a positive, by the way, it becomes a negative. And this 12 here maintains its position as the first, and then the 20 goes that other side, it's going to be a negative 20. Okay, and then now I'm left with here on the left side, negative m is equal to, so what is 12 minus 20 equal to? So this is going to give us a negative 8. It's going to give us a negative 8. Okay, so how then do I remove this negative? You can't leave it like this. You can't leave your answer like this. Whenever you are solving or making any variable the subject of formula, you should always leave your answer as a positive. So whatever you make subject of formula has to be a positive. It has to be a positive. Okay. So here we can't leave m as a negative. We need to get rid of that negative m. It's very, very important. So how do I remove this negative m? So there's something that I need to explain to you. All right. Negative m is the same as negative 1m. But mathematically, we should always write it in this form, minus m, knowing that there is a negative 1 that is that is there, though you can't see it, but it's actually there. Okay, if we had to write it as negative m, we know that there is a negative 1 that is there. So that means that the m is the coefficient of negative 1. That's what it means. So we now know that minus m is the same as negative 1 over m. Negative 1 over means negative 1m. So negative 1m, it means negative 1 times m. That's what it means. That's what it means. Okay? That's what it means. So it means that the operation that is here is multiplication. So in order to remove that negative 1 from m, we have to use the inverse operation of division, because they are multiplying here. So we need to apply the inverse operation, which is dividing. Did you get it? All right. So if I come here, as knowing that there is a 1 that is here, all right, I will just divide this side here by -1. Then I divide this side by -1, so that this -1 that is here and this -1, they will just cancel out. These they just cancel out. And then I'm left with m is equal to -8 divided by -1. And negative divided by negative becomes a positive. So this becomes my answer. M is equal to 8. M is equal to 8. That becomes my answer. All right. Let's use the other method. Because I know someone is saying, yeah, say let's use the other method. This way might be a bit complicated for me. What if we use the other method? Okay, it's fine. Let's use the other method. Let's use the other method and see if we are gonna get the same answer. All right. So the operation here is a negative, okay? But there is a positive here on this 20. So in order to remove that 20, what do we need to do there? We simply need to subtract 20, okay? Here is equal to 12, then I'll also subtract 20. 20 minus 20 is 0, and then I'm left with a negative m here, and again, I'm left with minus 8 over there. Okay, so I have to divide here by -1, of course, and also again here by -1. Now you understand why we are dividing by -1, so that here m is equal to +8. So I still got the same answer. I still got the same answer. You can see that, right? All right, so now let's look at the last one for the day. The last one for the day. So the more you practice these equations, the more you'll be able to solve them without any struggle. So 8g is equal to 40. This one is super easy. Okay, I just divide here by 8, and you know why we are dividing by 8, both sides. What I do on the left is also what I do on the right. All right, so these cancel out, and then g is equal to 5. G is equal to 5. All right, so I have solved for g. So these are one-step equations that we are looking at. So tell me what you think about these equations. Tell me what you think about these equations. Tell me what you think about these equations. Do you like them or you don't like them? Tell me what you think. If you like the methods, tell me what you think. All right. Cheers. Bye.